Peace family, y'all know who it is. It's Bakari Lumumba, the progenitor of LumumbaSpeaks.com, a black empowerment initiative where we believe we could gain a competitive advantage by always betting on black. Before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe and like button and share this video with all friends and well-wishers. So we're back once again. We're celebrating Women's History Month, or as I like to say, Black Women's History Month. And we're going to be honoring, of course, black women throughout the month of March who are sisters in the struggle, right? We know, unfortunately, oftentimes when we are chronicling the history of African people, our traditional greatness, and of course, our courageous and morally just fight against, of course, anti-blackness throughout the world, also oftentimes known as the Ma'afa, which of course is the African Holocaust of colonialism, imperialism, racism, and slavery. What tends to happen is black men are centered, right? And we understand, listen, you can't have any successful culture, civilization, or people without black men being strong, right? Get that? I'm not arguing against that, but I think it's very important that we also honor our sisters in the struggle. And so today we're going to be highlighting and honoring Yaa Asantewaa, Queen Mother Yaa Asantewaa, in the War of the Golden Stool. So for those of you who may be unaware, Queen Mother Yaa Asantewaa was a queen mother of the Ashanti Empire at the turn of the 20th century, of course. And legend has it, and this isn't even legend because it's something that's historically accurate, that in March of 1900, the then British governor sought to consolidate his rule over what was then known as the Gold Coast. And as a result, he requested to be able to sit on the Golden Stool, right? And so the Golden Stool, of course, is a stool, of course, adorned with gold that represents not only the spirit of the Ashanti people, but also the legitimate ruler of the Ashanti people in the Ashanti kingdom. And it's also stated that if the Golden Stool was to fall into the hands of an enemy or nefarious persons or someone who was not, of course, of Ashanti descent, that the people would then devolve into chaos, and that the culture ethos, who they are as a people, would no longer remain, right? This is almost similar to the movie Troy that starred Eric Bana and Lord have mercy, I can't forget Brad Pitt. And they say, well, as long as this sword, the sword of Troy, remains, then we as a people remain. So kind of along those lines. And so Queen Mother Yaa Asantewaa, who was born in 1840, October 17th, 1840 to be exact, of course, in what is now known as Central Ghana. The British governor requested to take the Golden Stool. I want the Golden Stool. I want to sit on the Golden Stool. And so the brothers, unfortunately, were a bit dismayed. They had an issue with it, but they weren't willing to take up arms at this national disrespect that they were facing. As well as Queen Mother Yaa Asantewaa, who of course was 5'10", 200 pounds, regal. She was a humanitarian. She was a statesman. She was an intellectual. And then the tradition of queen mothers in the Ashanti Empire, whenever there was a problem, people were supposed to go to the queen mother for, of course, to consult with her for her wisdom, her intellect, and what should we do moving forward. And so she said to the men, the British are seeking to humiliate us. If you, the chiefs of the Asante, are going to behave like cowards and not fight, you should exchange your loincloths for my undergarments. So she challenged the men of her community to say that these white men, the British, are disrespecting us as a people. And the only solution we have, the only counter, the only proper retort to this disrespect is that we have to fight. And what most people don't understand is that when Queen Mother Yaa Asantewaa led the War of the Golden Stool, the last war of resistance against the British Empire to seek to preserve, of course, the sovereignty of the Ashanti people, she was 60 years old. Let me say that one more time, because oftentimes when we think of activists, right, when we think about the she-wolves, we think of people who are younger. I'll say this one more time. When Queen Mother Yaa Asantewaa, her regal, the intellectual, the statesman, Queen Mother Yaa Asantewaa, when she led the war, the last war of resistance against the British, known as the War of the Golden Stool, she was 60 years old. So we know that in the great line of divine that is, of course, African resistance to white supremacy and anti-blackness, right? That goes, of course, not only from the motherland, the continent of Africa, but throughout the world. We know that if you're about that life, your commitment to what? Restoring African people to our traditional greatness is lifelong. You don't retire when you're 45. You don't retire when you're 60. Okay, you retire when you transition to the realm of the ancestors. And so I think it's very important that we lift up the spirit of Queen Mother Yaa Asantewaa, and that we embody the spirit of Queen Mother Yaa Asantewaa, not only as a warrior, but also as an activist, someone who was an intellectual, someone who was a statesman, someone who was, of course, a humanist, right? Who's someone who advocated for the rights of our people. And so, just very quickly, just wanted to highlight Queen Mother Yaa Asantewaa, and of course, the War of the Golden Stool that took place 120 years ago this month, March of 1900s, when the war began, led by a Queen Mother, courageous Queen Mother, beautiful black woman by the name of Queen Mother Yaa Asantewaa at the age of 60. That is all I have for now. We're celebrating Black Women's History Month all week, all month long. Make sure you hit the subscribe and like button. Until next time, peace. Before you go, make sure you hit the subscribe and like button. Thank you for supporting the channel. And remember, here at Lumumba Speaks, we always bet on black. Peace.